right now, after Halong, Alaskans and community organizations work toward putting plans into place to help families and students working day by day to take that next step. And Anchorage does continue to be the temporary home for hundreds of evacuees. Today, the mayor of Anchorage gave a press conference on the municipality's disaster relief. Joe Allgood attended that press conference, joining us now with details. Joe?
Yeah, John, approximately half of the evacuees in Anchorage are out of congregate shelter, according to officials at today's press conference, as the municipality's response continues to evolve. As of today, 655 evacuees are in Anchorage after being displaced by Typhoon Halong, according to the municipal manager. Of those 655, 338 are currently in the 2 congregate shelters in town. Many of the evacuees have also moved in with family or friends that live in Anchorage, according to officials. And the Alaska Native Health Center is also partnering with the community to provide health care services such as counseling and trauma therapy in the wake of this major move. The municipality's goal is to ultimately relocate as many people as possible to non-congregate shelter. That means temporary housing like hotels. And to date, the mayor's administration says they have identified more than 1,000 beds available at hotels across town, ready to shelter evacuees.
We're in actually a good season for being able to identify non-congregate capacity in the Anchorage community because this is a shoulder season. So to the extent that we've gauged these, determined that these rooms are available right now. The next step is this process that the state is running to identify housing preferences and desires.
Now, last week, the mayor's administration also said they were preparing for as many as 1,600 evacuees in Anchorage. While airlifts have slowed down in recent days, officials say they are still preparing for that number and are willing to find shelter for those who may need it over this winter. Back to you, John.
All right. Joe Allgood reporting. Thank you, Joe. And starting today, Anchorage has a central place where people can bring donations. The donation center, located at the old Chugach Electric Warehouse on East 1st Avenue. Volunteers with Team Rubicon are coordinating the effort at the request of the state, as well as several Native organizations. The group says needs are changing daily, but they'll take pretty much everything as long as it's new.
The need on the ground that we're hearing right now is for boots, large and small sizes, clothing of all sorts, specifically large sizes, and fuzzy, comfortable blankets. Something to keep them warm and comfortable.
One thing they are not looking to accept is food. They're encouraging people to bring food to the food bank. Donation Center open every day from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. In addition to donations, they are also looking for volunteers. And with student evacuees settling into Anchorage classrooms, the Anchorage School District says so far so good. Danny Tompkins shows us how family members are adjusting to the tough changes.
Weeks after ex-Typhoon Halong displaced hundreds of families, over 100 students entered classrooms this week, and family members are feeling mixed emotions.
I tried not to cry.
This week, Lydia Tucker watched her son board his first Anchorage school bus.
We can board them and they'll drop us back off, but it's too much work with the babies. I was nervous for him, but he said he had fun.
And a father shares his concerns about his 5-year-old daughter starting school.
I'm just a little worried about a big change, but I just hope she was excited with the school bus.
While students seem excited to be back in the classrooms, parents have their concerns.
Just the capacity for now, as her father, and culture change. And she grew up in the village. There's a big difference between village and city, as I lived here in Anchorage for 10 years before, so there's a big difference.
It's hard or trying to adjust to it, especially for them. They're not used to being around a lot of people.
Some siblings also feel uncertain about their family members starting at new schools.
I'm kind of nervous for them because it's big. Yeah, they're not used to big schools or anything.
While families share what they miss about home,
peace and quiet and not being around a lot of people, it's hard. Our own space, the quietness, our own everything.
They are comforted knowing that their little ones won't be alone.
She's not entirely alone, so that's a good thing.
I have cousins and I also have siblings that are in school, or they're being enrolled to school, and then they're very excited.
With homes lost,
and that's our house, the sewer tank, and the snow machine on the border. walk up to the homes.
Many look toward Anchorage for a long-term solution.
We filled out for housing so we could stay here.
But for the present, parents and students look to classrooms.
Just hope she learns. I'd be telling her to be good in school and try to learn. She might not understand now, but I tell her someday you'll understand.
With parents sharing their fears about new schools, most students feel excited to get back in a classroom and are ready to keep on learning. Danny Tompkins, Alaska's news source.
Tonight, the Anchorage School District is holding a school board meeting to discuss Halong, other subjects as well. It was scheduled to be underway right now. We'll be sure to bring you all the updates on the late edition. Well, crews have started planning the process of rebuilding areas damaged by Halong, and weather, of course, going to play a huge factor in those efforts. Meteorologist Jackie Purcell joining us now.
Yeah, I know they're not quite in that process yet, but that area of the state so devastated by Halong is now seeing some very nice fall weather, and they deserve to see a break. A lot of that storm activity stretches from the Aleutians across the Alaska Peninsula and then into the Gulf of Alaska. You can see that area of low pressure currently impacting south central and southeast Alaska. But as far as southwest Alaska, on the quiet side, seeing some sunshine through the day. Now, we can't get a current FAA weather cam image from Kipnuk or to Tuliak, but I went farther north where I could see that there was some clearing and some beautiful sunshine out of St. Michael farther north along the coast. So they're seeing that. They're going to continue to see some clear skies and cooler temperatures, as will interior Alaska. The south central region will have to deal with some rain, and it could be heavy at times, along with parts of the Panhandle. So it's a wet and windy cycle of weather that is traversing through the Gulf of Alaska with multiple areas or multiple low pressure systems adding to that. Here's a look at Anchorage. We're currently at 39 degrees, winds out of the north at 6 miles per hour. There is some snow on the top of Mount Susitna, but the clouds just lowered enough that it is obscuring that. 33 in Fairbanks, chilly weather setting up for interior locations. Luckily, the winds are just out of the north at 3 miles per hour. We'll have more on the forecast. It's coming up.
All right, thank you, Jackie. Glad the West Coast get a little reprieve.
Yes.
Anchorage police say the man who was shot inside the midtown Anchorage Walmart died while in surgery. And we should note, we're going to show you some blurred images from the scene yesterday, may be disturbing to some audience members. A viewer took this picture of the shooting victim on the ground after the shooting took place. He was taken to the hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. Police say a handgun was found in his jacket pocket. According to investigators, the suspect and the man that was killed knew each other. They started arguing near the entrance of the Walmart. Before the shooting happened, the alleged shooter has been detained. Exact charges have not yet been announced. Right here, you're looking at video from Walmart today. It's running as normal, we're told, and police say there is no threat to the public at this time.
Oh, it's really important because without it, I wouldn't be able to feed my kids 3 meals a day.
That's Soldotna mom, Tay Drake. She's one of more than 66,000 Alaskans the state says could lose SNAP food assistance benefits by November. And that's due to the government shutdown now in its 21st day. State Division of Public Assistance leaders say that they've explored other options to try to fill the gap, but say that the options have flaws. They do anticipate the federal government will ultimately give them direction. And the potential loss of SNAP benefits comes as Halong evacuees staying in different communities across Alaska. To put that impact in perspective of what this can mean for food insecurity, especially as we approach the holiday season, we are joined now by the Food Bank of Alaska's CEO, Kara Durrett. Kara, thank you for being here. So much going on right now. What is top of mind for the Food Bank of Alaska?
So there is a lot going on right now. Of course, on top of our regular busy holiday season, the regular need that we're seeing, we're seeing more need this year compared to last year. But we're also dealing with impacts from Typhoon Halong as well as the government shutdown.
Yeah, and so what does that look like in terms of where you allocate your resources? I guess we'll start there. How did you plan? Can you plan for something like this?
Yeah, so no and yes, I guess. So annually, we're working with 150 partners around the state to address the food needs of Alaskans every day, every year. We know there's more need than we can fill, so we're always, trying to play catch up and just meet the need as best as we can. But when we have, big unexpected things like Typhoon Halong or a government shutdown, it certainly complicates things and adds a lot more to our plate. So right now we are actively involved in the response for the Typhoon Halong, both working with our partners in Western Alaska to get food and resources out to them, as well as working with partners here to address the large number of evacuees that have resettled in Anchorage. And then with the government shutdown, we're starting to see impacts from that as well. Our partners are reporting that they're seeing an increase in the number of people visiting their pantries just in the last week. We know people didn't get paychecks last week that were working for the federal government, and we're starting to see those impacts. And then, of course, we are really bracing for what will happen with SNAP in November should the government shutdown continue.
So it's a lot of just kind of waiting to see what is going to happen, how this is all going to play out.
Yeah, it is. And even with the typhoon, there's a big effort right now, to address the needs that are happening on the ground. But we know the recovery is going to be long. And so we are going to be needed in that shorter and middle term recovery, when people are maybe settled back in community. They're still going to need food. And we are hoping to fill those needs.
Yeah, and a lot of needs to fill. How can everyone at home that's watching now get involved if they'd like to donate?
Absolutely. We can visit our website. We have both a response fund set up for the Typhoon Halong response, as well as just normal donations which support our operations year after year into the holidays. We'll also, we have volunteer opportunities for those here in Anchorage, and we'll have even more coming with the holidays and with some of this response.
All right. Kara Durr, CEO of Food Bank of Alaska, thank you for your time, for your information, and for all that your organization does. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.